Hello everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, so today we would be continuing with forms, and basically we are going to have a input field, and then we are going to type in something, and then we are going to work. So basically, okay, we did understand the form tag, right? So basically, we created a form. Okay. A form is basically created element without any attributes. Now this establishes a basic container. That is again a container, right? To add action and method attributes. Okay, so now let's create a text and a label, right? So okay, let's see. This is my head. No, let's add this like and then h1 tag and say this is header, and then so let's add a form container here, and inside that form, let's add an uh, let's add an input, and let's see. Okay, let's see. First, let's add an input. Then, so when we do basically, let's see how our page is looking. Oh, so did I close everything? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why it's taking me here. So let's, anyways, open Chrome. And then let's click on, let's have this. No, so basically, this is your form input which has come in. This is basically of this input, right? And there are certain attributes as well, right? Um, for example, what is my input type? So here is my text, and then now there is nothing in. Okay, so basically this you can input your text, right? But there is nothing in front of it, right? So to add a label, we use a label text. So let's add a label in here. So label, and then for, so basically, okay, now this has to be linked to my input, right? So this is, I'm going to give it an ID, and what is going to happen is now this is going to get linked to uh, my input, right? These both have to be linked, right? Now I'll say enter your username. So when I do that, this is now getting linked to this, right? So you can add in anything what you want. Now, okay, so okay, let's see this. Let's see the, what we can do is, yeah, you can have basically this is my, okay, so create, so what I'm doing, I've created a text box, and with the text basically enter your username, and Okay. So this name is not important right now. Or let's, yeah. So basically, for is getting linked to the ID, right? Yeah. Basically, we need to link this label to our input text. So we have linked it. Uh, this is basically for my readability, right? So when you have so this is basically for following WCAG standards. So whenever what do you say, a screen reader will read this, it will say that this label is attached to this input text. So it is just for having or making it more accessible to users, and uh, nothing else. Okay, so I've done that. Now then create. So basically, what if you want to enter an email, right? Instead of text, you do email over here, and then you say enter your email. So basically, here you can enter your email, something like that. And okay, so there is something. Okay, so but if you want to display a default text inside, so you can do something called as placeholder. So you come into the input, and then you can say placeholder, and then you can have say example at the rate.com. So basically, the user knows that the email ID will be like the thing to enter will be in what form. So this is how. Okay, so this there is some spelling mistake. Example. So now when I get back to my page, so here this will come. Basically, this is an indicating that like how it has to be entered in here. It's like what format is the data to be entered here. Then what if I need to create a number? So you can, yeah, you just need to change the type here. So type that, now I've kept it email, so you can make it number. And you can change the placeholder. For example, if you are doing a birth date, again you can change the type to be date. Then also you can do like those radio buttons, right? So like selection boxes, so you can go and just have a radio here, and then you can go back to your, basically you can select deselect, then you can just refresh it, so you can perform this as well. A checkbox, instead of radio you have a checkbox, so you can do checkbox, you can tick untick, then user reset to clear. So yeah, you can now this is basically a button, right? So you do come here and generate a button, and then okay, so you do type then what should be written here is reset. So basically when I click and then this is getting linked automatically. Placeholders is already done. Uh, so you can set a default value as well. So instead of type, let's add in a text, and then to set default, you do default. Or you put in a value text, say value, and then this is New York. Like it can be any. Let's say this is New York. So the moment you go in here, this is going to be my default value which is coming in. Now enforce a pattern. So to for example, like if our username should have a specific pattern or a specific number of size, you can do pattern and then match them. We can even limit the number of input length to min and max. Can okay, Grado buttons I saw. Okay, so the how to use autocomplete is something most commonly used, right? Uh, basically, you add in an attribute called as autocomplete. So there is an autocomplete, and then you say, then is my family name. What is going to happen is if you go here, and then suppose if I delete this, if I do an autocomplete, so this should be complete. Like um so you can fill in previously entered data. For example, here if I don't use the stack, does it not allow autocomplete feature? So what? Yeah, now so let's get rid of this. But like it does allow to um, even if I don't use that tag, it's still showing me. Let's see autocomplete in um, by default autocomplete is on, I guess. Yeah, by default for most browsers it is on. However, you can change that behavior and make that attributes to be set to off. Okay. Uh, so you can create different types of things, right? Mm. Like we haven't done with CSS, right? So minimum length will be min, and then you can add in minimum length 5, and then you can add required in the attribute as well. So layout we haven't done, right? We haven't. So semantic HTML is basically structuring your document well, like dividing your sections into footer, navigation section, and then if it's a blog post, you can use an article tag, and so on. So basically, this is going to help when we do something called as um, when we do screen reading, right? For people with disabilities. That time it becomes more important when you have screen readers being used. So that time it makes the screen readers more. It makes them what do you say? They can easily understand and you can use it well. That's the main advantage of doing. I have covered mostly all the important tags that you might use. In case if we come across, so like there is nothing much to do about here. Tags are basically to provide semantic details. For example, the rest all manipulation can be done using JavaScript, right? You can uh, you can do different types of dynamic things using JavaScript. So and the way, okay, so okay, let's see. Um, so the way this is going to work is internally you are going to generate a tree. If I go to my network here, and then okay, let's have this thing minimized so that we are not seeing it multiple times. Now let's go back to our fetch. Let's refresh it. Now we'll get the fetch. So okay, let's go to our. So this is my index.html. This is code 304. So it is, yeah, basically I'm doing a get from this URL. This is my localhost, and then in that HTML. Uh, these headers. So basically, this is different things that you can change out. Uh, I don't know why this WebSocket request is going on, but it's okay. So basically, this is what my response is. So this is what my server. I don't know why this is doing this WebSocket connection, but if we ignore that, then this is the HTML that I'm getting back. So this is subjected. Oh, this is being ejected by live server. So okay, this is my body. Basically, it's initiate. Okay, you can see. So there is no DNS lookup for this. If I just do it, I'm getting it from my local cache, right? So it was hardly took any time, just 2 milliseconds. This will might be pending because that request has not get completed yet. So we'll have to wait for that to complete. This is 0.1 milliseconds, 0.17, and this is 0.12. Okay. This is my header, how it will look. Then you have my response. This is the response that is coming back. And then so initially, yeah, so basically If you see our client server model, okay, let's you know, have it back. This is my client, and then this is going to send out my request, right? This is how the client server model or client server architecture is defined to work. This is my client, and then this is going to send request to the server, right? The job of the server is to service or to um, basically to serve the request which is being coming in, and it will act like a central thing that is going to service to the provide service to the client, right? That is the job of the server. So what service it is going to provide is we are going to send back the request. Okay, so uh, on the way back, okay, let's yeah. So basically on the way back, uh, like the it will serve the request and it will send in three files, right? First, so right now we only are working with the HTML file that is coming. The HTML file is going to come here, and then later on we'll also see that two other files are also will be serviced. One is going to be a CSS, and other is going to be my JavaScript file. That is for basically for performing some interaction, right? On the so you come here and do service to JavaScript. Right now we don't have any code written down here, so that is the reason why we are not getting this. We're not having any other file being coming in, but these are the three core things that are going to come in. So right now HTML is coming. Now since we are using www, so we are going to say let's do a HTML markup. We are going to say everything is going to be a hypertext. So we'll be having that hypertext thing coming here. To facilitate the transfer of that hypertext, we'll be using something called as an HTTP protocol. HTTP will say, or basically is a method, or is a contains a procedure for hypertext transfer. It's called as a hypertext transfer protocol, right? That is how it is defined or proceed. Mm. So now this client will. So what it does is the moment it gets the HTML file, it kind of creates a HTML, right? So here it kind of creates an HTML tree. The first is going to be my root element. The first, the way that tree is going to look is you will be placing your root here. So here is your root, and then from that you will have different branches out. For example, so these are basically the parent elements present at each node, right? So for example, if you have a TV inside a TV, right? For example, you create code like this. Like you have something. This is my parent div. Inside that I have an H1, and then and this is where it's going to be. So the way this will look is, oh, let's have one more element. So let's have this thing one more. Let's have one more H1 in here. So yeah, here you are going to have two H1s present in. So this is going to be my H1, and this is going to be my div, right? So this is my parent div which is present. This is internally it will be, and then so everything is inside the body, right? So you have the body tag coming up here. This all is going to be present in the body. So the root is something going to be the body tag, right? Because the way that is going to be structured is I'm going to have the. This is all my meta characters, right? This is for this is where the tree formation is going to start. So firstly, first I'm going to have this HTML thing. I guess this is the root, and then you have the body, right? Yeah, let's go back. So basic, no, this is not how it's. Let's use this thing. The first thing basically you're going to have is the HTML. That is going to be my root, right? So you go. This is my HTML root. Then this I'll have multiple children, right? So I'll have head, I'll have body, and so on. So here one of the children will be body. You can see it. So now in this body, I'll be having different. This is my parent of that body, right? And then inside that parent, I have. So here inside that parent, I'll be having my first children, right? So basically, this is my div coming in here. So you can have your div tag present here, and then inside div you can have two h1. So you can go. Let's have an h1 here, and so basically this is my root element, which is this entire thing coming in here, which is inside this body tag that is being present, right? I guess yeah, so this is how it's going to look in the browser. This is my HTML root. Then you'll have different sections, and one of them is going to be my body, where we'll be having this head and title are basically for so inside head you will have all the SEO optimize service engine optimization, right? Because the way SEO the way so Google works is basically it's a web scraper, right? It's going to scrape and match your results from this search engine optimization. Okay, so Yeah, I guess that is all for this part. We'll see you in the next one. Till that time, take care. Bye bye.